It's time for another Dice Tower review with the Chief, Bart Brunsheen.
It's the Chief from the Dice Tower. We're looking at some expansions for Qwirkle, the game from Susan McKinley Ross. Hello, Mindware. Put her name on the box. They even got a little flyer in there showing all their other games, and they talk about how Qwirkle's like the #1 seller. Put her name on the box. All right. They list 2 other games on their little pamphlet that they don't list it. They show 2 other games that she's designed. I think it's 2. It's at least 1. And you wouldn't even know. Heck, they could drive up their sales of this other game if people knew she was the author or designer of the game. Come on, people. Okay, back on this. There's 2 expansions. It's called Select and Connect. I'm going to go into that in a second. But this is, if you already own Qwirkle, you got the bag of blocks already, all you need is this. However, if you don't, this has Qwirkle in it and the 2 expansions. So, awesome. They didn't leave anybody behind in this, all right? Nobody's been left behind. Since I already have Qwirkle, thank you, we're gonna we're just gonna talk about this real quick. I'll tell you. All right, the Qwirkle expansion is simply going to give you this. The rules, these little tokens I'm going to show you, and 4 boards. Now if you get the actual Qwirkle trio, hello baby, add in the bag of blocks. Love them. All right, let me set this up and I'll show you what we got going on. All right, the board's simply laid out. All right, these aren't connected by any kind of tape or anything. They're just individual tiles. The reason is on the flip side is the connect side, which I'll show you next. You set it up with the little 4 blocks there. The first person to play in, just same as normal Qwirkle rules, whoever can make the biggest set starts, and they must play that set. Now when you're playing Qwirkle on this select board, you can never stray off the edges, so it's confining you in a little bit. Some people like it. I actually do. Some people just like the free form that's on your table or whatever. The other key point, of course, are these little star tokens. If you build some kind of Qwirkle device, that's horrible. If you lay your tiles down and you end up laying over a spot that would cover one of these little stars, and I'm going to cut away and set one up. First player has laid in these 3, all right? Then it's my turn. So I'm gonna play in more Chinese stars, baby. All right, I come in with my play, and the second I cover this, I get to collect this token, and I can hold on to this token. And what I'll be able to do is on a future turn, I can basically discard this because let's say I need this red Chinese star. And I can just pick it up and I can put it down in my play, my little selection of blocks. And it's mine to keep. Now usually when you're gonna do that, it's because, I'll be honest with you, I usually need it to finish off a Qwirkle that I have already kind of pre-set up with my blocks in my hand. So I'll be able to steal this. Now it doesn't matter that I've left a broken spot in here. In this game, if you got a broken spot, that's fine. People can still play off of this. You just have this real disjointed board that feels very un-Qwirkle-like, but that's actually kind of the charm of it, in my opinion. Every once in a while, my wife would look up and say, hey, what are you doing? You can't do that. Or what? How did that end up over there? And then we would, hey, yeah, we're playing select, okay? So now this is added into my tiles. Now I then play normally. And usually I'll play at that turn, but I wouldn't have to. You probably want to play at that turn if you're grabbing it, unless you're just afraid someone else is going to grab it. Because it's a normal Qwirkle turn, at the end of my move, I'm going to just refill back up to 6. But maybe I'm just snagging onto this because I've got something planned. Qwirkle Connect is what you're looking at. Now, first of all, the board, this is the general setup they just say when you're first starting out playing it, but you can turn these individual tiles different ways and make all kinds of little shapes. It does change gameplay a little bit. Let me tell you what we got here. You start off the board, you just randomly pull out tiles and they go on what are these little black marks here. So you fill that up, I believe it's 24. Much like Qwirkle, and all the play rules for Qwirkle are going to be the same on general play, and I'll cover these in a second. The person that goes first is the one that can make the biggest set, but they're not required to then use that set. You do have to play all your tiles again on the board. You can't stray off the board just like the select side. But when you lay down tiles in the beginning, you have to make sets off of what's already on here. Now you want to do that anyway, because if I make a set off of this red starburst and I were to play, I don't know, a blue starburst right here and then a yellow starburst, I'm going to score 1, 2, 3, 4 for a bonus point, and then I would be able to score 1, 2 for a total of 6. You don't get to rescore the bonus point. You can only score a bonus point once. So if I put that starburst there, of course I would score my 3 here, my 2 going this way, and you're going to get a bonus point. So yes, everybody starts building toward these and trying to get the 2 bonus points. Bonus points are nice, but they're not so overwhelming that you ignore gameplay. What does happen, and what makes this a very tight board, is you get all kinds of restrictions. This was a nice little interplay because, like I said, your starbursts are going to work with each other. But, you know, putting something here would limit me to only a red starburst, and then you're going to have a problem. You're not going to be able to continue building this way with, well, I guess you could do a red diamond. So I should quit talking theoretically. But you can see you'll run into these problems that as someone starts to build off of one of these that are already there, it really destroys what else is possible in here. And it's a lot more, I find a lot more thinky because you do have restrictions that are in here. And it's a lot harder to get some of the play that you want going the way you want them to go. I feel freer. Obviously, I feel freer without the board, but I like the constraints. And the other side, the select side, feels much more random because I can go select off a tile anywhere and just plunk it down somewhere else. This one, you're locked in, and it feels crowded, and it feels tight. And I really liked both of them. Some of it depends on the mood I'm in. And then what you can do that's really cool, I'm going to just pick this up and dump it. I could simply throw in one of these on the select side, and we could literally play this side being connect and these being select. Or I could do select and select. You can just switch it up, do whatever works for you. So I like that. Variability. Different almost moods of play. Yeah, different moods of play. All right, we're back. If you like Qwirkle, or if you love Qwirkle, our family loves the big old hug love Qwirkle. All right, we love it. I think you got to have it. 1, I'm a completist, but 2, this varies it up. If you're starting to get a little bit, well, you know, if you play Qwirkle 50 times, you're going to want to change it up and get a little bit of mixture in there. These 2 allow a lot of mixing and matching because you can just do the select side, which again is random. You can, in my opinion, real random. You can do the connect side, which is a lot more things are blocking, and you can throw whole lines off a lot quicker. And then you can mix it up. You could have one area have select and 3 of the boards have the connect, or any variation you can think of there. So I like this. It is a slight refresh. It doesn't kill off regular Qwirkle for me. It's not like once I've played this, I'll never touch the normal Qwirkle again. But I've tried it out with a few people, and people that had already played Qwirkle, and it kind of brought it back on their radar a little bit. The boards, I had mixed feelings myself, and that was the main comments that came out. I'm talking not the look of the board, but the way they fit together. I at first thought they should all be connected in one, you know, just unfolding. That way there's not a lot of shifting instead of the 4 separate tiles. You there'd be little left shifting, but if you did that, you wouldn't be able to flip in and say, hey, I want a fourth of the board to be select, or half of it to be connect and half of it select. So after I played a few games, they did it the right way. Get one of these little mats you can put down if you don't want them shifting, because they did shift on us a little bit. And I like the confining structure. You now have to keep your play on the board. It also made it easy for cleanup. Zip, right back in the bag. But the game nature of it as well. I think our family kind of liked the select side with a little bit of connect in there. But it just allowed probably a little bit more free-ranging play, because you could pick up the piece that you've always wanted to pick up, that you needed for your Qwirkle, and just steal it and put it over in your deal. So, but again, makes it random. It all depends on what you want. So Chief, Dice Tower, Qwirkle on.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
When did that fall off?